Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? This is the time that you said you wanted me to come on 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. So we're trying it this time, see if it's any better. Well, let's go to the comments first. If you're new here, by the way, you can comment live and I will obviously talk to you, try and get through the comments. I can put them up on screen just like that. So Eugene McGeever says, hi Lee. Happy Sunday. Indeed, it is a happy Sunday this week. Steve H says, evening all. Evening, Steve. Hopefully you can all hear me. The sound is all right. The pitch is all right. Everything's working fine. So hopefully, having a little bit of a tech issues with my Mac, so it may work, it may not tonight. But anyway, let's just carry on with the comments for a little while. How about Bruce's reaction to Dwight Gale's criticism on the Newcastle podcast? Great response. I don't know. Gale Hardy set the world alight with his strike rate, so I find it slightly bizarre. I don't know what that is. Big Dog Walker. Good evening, Big Dog Walker. Hi, Daz. How you doing? Cat Stone, hello Cat Stone. A fire, what a player. Any chance of signing me on a permanent? I think there's no chance. He's highly rated. I don't think. I think he's out on loan. I don't think there's any chance unless we got promoted into the Championship. He would be an awesome signing, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm afraid to say. WNG fan says, Hayley, cracking result yesterday. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I've watched it this afternoon on Tangerine TV, which I always say is phenomenal for £1.99. Well worth the money. If you're a Blackpool fan, it is a no-brainer. I like the extended highlights. I like the preview show. I like the little game they play, you know, where they're kicking the ball. They've got to get 3 goals in a little hole sort of thing. That's quite exciting. I like the interviews they do with players on this table tennis thing that they play with football and all. It's just very, very good. And for £1.99, it's well worth it. Big Dog Wilkes says, I reckon a fire would make a brilliant defensive midfielder, winning the ball and driving through the midfield. Yes, indeed, I do too. He's quite versatile, actually. And when he is going forward, he's pretty dangerous, isn't he? Damien says, good afternoon from the States. Another good away win yesterday. Indeed it was, Damien. And it was, I've watched it and Blackpool just looked totally and utterly in control, really. Something that I actually mentioned after the disappointing result against Leyton Orient. I did say that if Baggett had been in as a centre-half, they wouldn't have got that goal from the corner because we just didn't have the height in the middle and the guy had a free header. And I thought Baggett played really well. I thought the back four, I did say after, you know, letting 2 goals in against Leyton Orient that I thought Steve Bruce would change the defence, and he did. And we looked totally in control, which is good to see. James Wood joining me. Hi, yes, all working okay, pal. That's good to hear. Good to hear. It's all working fine. Yes, it was an odd. Big Dog Hook says Charlton beat Udders, we beat Bolton, would put us 3. Oh, if Charlton beat Huddersfield and we beat Bolton, would put us 3 or 4 points behind Bolton and Huddersfield. Okay, they have a game in hand, but with 7 games still to go, who knows? Well, we did the perfect 10, and if we were to win all the games now to the end of the season, we do a perfect 11. So we actually, there is time. You know, I keep saying it. There is time. James Ward Joinery says, Ennis again, Ennis again, Ennis again. Ole, ole, indeed. It was televised on Sky Sports. Oh, yesterday, was it? Oh. Yes, I'm going to be showing some things. We can show them on X. So let's just get through the comments and then I'm going to go to X. Can we discuss Bloxham and option and opinions on when he will be back on the startup? Well, he was good to bring on. I think they're just easing him back in. I kind of would like to see a start, but we played well anyway. Catstone says, at Big Dog Walker agree that Afai would be a terrific defensive midfielder. I reckon they'll end up there at a higher level. Probably, yes. Start Blocko against Bolton would be an idea. Right, let me see if I can get this to work. So let's have a listen to what Steve Bruce had to say yesterday. This is on X, so it's publicly available to everybody, but let me see if I can make this work.
For a comfortable win today, what's your post-match thoughts?
I thought we were thorough in what we did. Defensively rock solid. Thought my 2 centre-backs and my goalkeeper were excellent. and had to be. They put the ball in the box frequently, but we defended well and always looked a threat on the break, didn't we? So I was really, really pleased after a frustrating last week. We were better last week than we were today, but we were a bit more clinical and took the chances when they come our way.
And both strikers on the score sheet as well, they seem to be clicking really well together at the moment.
Look, they're a handful. You know, the two of them are a handful, and then of course we've got the backup, the CJ, and blocks them in behind them, where, yeah, at the top end of the pitch, we know we're a threat. The frustrating thing is what might have been if we'd have won a 2 or 3 of them games at home. But look, that's the way it is. I do believe we're edging closer to where we want to be, but the goalkeeper all of a sudden looks a very good goalkeeper, and fair play to him.
Just going back to the two up front, in order to be successful when you're playing two up top together, how important is it for them to both?
Yeah, very, very few do it now, but it's the way we wanted to go again, the way we wanted to play and have 2 strikers, and it's not often these days, is it? You know, we see so often now 1 striker and 1 off, if that's what you want to call it. 2 out-and-out strikers asks the question of the centre-backs, and certainly their centre-backs today found them a handful.
And that's now 10 goals for Ashley Fletcher as well, seems to be really confident.
I'm delighted for Fletcher. He missed that awful chance last week where you'll have to live with, but he's got us in the game again today, and what a transformation, Fletcher. I hope he stays there in the position he's in, because, you know, a few months ago it was in a bit of a dark place. It just shows you, you know, put your boots on, roll your sleeves up and have a go, and fair play to him to turn it round a bit.
And you mentioned Harry Tyrer as well. He really commanded his area well.
He was. Look, the difference in Harry, Adele, even Elkin today. They need games, and they've got them with us. And Harry, in particular, has never played in the league before he come to us, so he's got better and better. I'm delighted with him.
How pleasing is that you've seen him progress week on week?
Yeah. Well, look, you know, there's a few mistakes where we knew what was going to happen. To be fair to him, he's lost a bit of timber. He's worked extremely hard, and he's getting his rewards.
No Matt Pennington today, is that tactical or an injury?
That decision is the tough ones that you have to make. I've just put in Elgin for his physical presence and his left-footed ability to play in the left side, and I believe we needed his extra height and his dominance to get us through today. Thankfully it worked, but difficult decision because Penno's as good a pro as we're ever going to come across.
And a full week now left to prepare for a big game against Bolton next weekend.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of days off, and played a lot of football lately. Let's freshen them up by the end of the week, and let's enjoy Bolton.
There we go. What do you all think of that? A few interesting things there that he said. He said that Tyrer's suddenly a good keeper. So did he mean he wasn't a good keeper before? I thought Tyrer was improving all the time, and he also said he's lost a bit of timber. So I noticed Tyrer's really. Have you noticed he's got a lot slimmer? Got rid of some of the timber that he had. I can't really remember him being that way, but maybe he is a lot leaner, and that's what's making him a better keeper. Steve Bruce does seem to have turned him around, which is good to see. Just quickly go back. James Ward joining me says, "Yeah, mate, I love it. Just wanted to hear you sing it. Yeah, you've got to sing it. I mean, it's a great song, isn't it?" Blackpool Rock TV, is it? Hello, Blackpool Rock TV says, "Come on the pool. Come on the pool. Come on the pull." What's that mean? Come on the pull? It's not Blackpool lingo, that. Ashley Fletcher is a brilliant addition to Blackpool, says W&G fan. Yes, indeed. At the moment, it's good to see, really, with Fletcher, because he's clearly, according to all the interviews, and I watched him on the preview show last week on Tangerine TV, and he was saying how he'd been in a dark place in his life, and probably the football just fell apart where he was signed for 6 million, I think. Middlesbrough signed him for 6 million. So at one time he was looking like he was going to be just phenomenal, and then it's all fallen apart, and he's had a lot of problems. And you could tell when he first started, he was playing very much with his head down. He didn't really want to get involved in anything, and he didn't look a good player. But Steve Bruce, he had a chat with him on the training ground, said, look, if you want to get your career back on track, you've got to knuckle down, you've got to put the hours in, you've got to put extra hours in, you've got to work and work and work really hard on the training ground. And he's done that, and he's reaping the rewards, and the confidence is there now. And it's a shame he missed against Leyton Orient, but even that didn't get him down, did it? And he just, he scored another great... In fact, let's have a look at his goal if I can just find that. This is also on X. Everything on X, and I like these things that they put on X. Blackpool, I think they're really good. So let me see if I can just do this. This is Fletcher's goal. Now, I like these angles that they do. I think they're really good, these different angles. So let's see if we can get this to work. Hopefully we can. Let's go over to X again. How good does that look from that angle? I mean, you can see it clearly. What a great header. What a great cross from Apter. All the control and everything, you see it at like ground level. You see how good Apter was there. And even the defender is tugging at his shirt, and he still manages to get that cross in. And, it's just another example of how players are getting better. People say that Apter, even I, complain that he doesn't always put good balls in, but that was wonderful, wasn't it? It looked like Ennis was going to try an overhead kick, actually, and Fletcher just buried it. And, that's the sign. I mean, how many headers has he got? Is that his second header or his first header? He doesn't score many with his head, does he? Big Dog Walker says that Steve Bruce has such a calming, honest voice. It would make a great option to have Bruce's voice reading you an audio book. Yes, and actually, funny enough, funny you should mention that, but Steve Bruce has actually written 3 books. He has. Been slated quite a bit. Jane found them. There's one called Striker, where some striker's been murdered, and if you see the book cover, it's really weird. The striker lying on the pitch looks like he's 30 foot tall. It's a very odd cover anyway, but we're gonna have to get it to find out how bad the book is. Blackpool Rock TV says Bruce is doing well. Long may we continue to improve. I hope so. Yes. Big Dog Walker says his honesty and his tactics are spot on. Yeah, I really like him, and I hope he does stay for another season. I hope he does. In fact, I hope he stays with us for more than another season. James Ward Joyner says, I think Tyrer will be a signing. I'd love to have Elkin again. Don't think he will be signed for us. No, it's a shame really with Baggett that he just got an injury, didn't he? When he was playing really well at the start of the season at Blackburn, in that cup match at Blackburn Rovers, and I think we'd have, if he'd have stayed fit, who knows where we'd be now. Ryan Dunbar says Blackpool Rock TV. Oh, hello, Dean. Right, at Blackpool Rock TV. Another 3 points. Indeed it is, Stephen. On to Bolton at Bluefield Road. Thank you very much. We'll keep it up. It will be good if we can keep winning. It was a great cross from Apter, wasn't it? It was, he doesn't always put good crosses in, but that was a very, very, very good cross. James Ward Joinery says, I thought Apter did really well. He was physical and he dominated that left back to get the assist. Yes, indeed. It was a good game for him. It was a good game all round, I thought. Ian Drinner says Tyrer's handling was excellent, commanding his area. Indeed. I don't think you are in the minority here. I'm with you all the way, and it does absolutely depend on these next 2 games. We've got to beat Bolton. We have to win, just as we had to beat Leyton Orient. I think if we'd have beaten Leyton Orient, actually, we'd be really, it's just a shame. We played so well against Leyton Orient. If we'd have won that, honestly, our away form. If we can win these next 2 games, really, we've only got then Wrexham is the only other big game to come, and you never know, do you? If we won all the last 8 games. James Woodrow said he lifted his head and he didn't take too many touches. No, he didn't. You're absolutely right, he didn't. I'll get back to that in a minute. Big Dog Walker says Blackpool, Blinfield Road needs to be more rocking than the Orient game for Saturday. The only thing is a lot of people have already given up on it and, probably won't be going, thinking there's no chance. But there is still a chance. We're not out of it yet. There's a long way to go. WG's fan says after doing some fixture research, Blackpool's going to have quite a difficult run for the next 8 matches. See, that's where I don't really agree. To be honest with you, I don't think the teams in League One are anything to fear. I just don't think they are. I mean, when we're in the Championship, the teams, there were some really good teams and it was really difficult. But I just don't think that League One, there's anything to fear, really. I think we're good enough, we're good enough on our day to beat anyone. And, so we've looked. I mean, Leyton Orient, flipping heck. I mean, how we didn't win that game, I'll never know. And there's been so many games where Blackpool could have won, but I don't think there is a difficult run in if we play like we can play. The trouble is we don't play like we can play, and that's the thing. It's our consistency that lets us down. But if we played our game as well as we can and dominated like we know we can, then I think Blackpool can beat anyone in this league. So, but can we do it on a bounce? Can we be consistent? That's the thing. Bradford City did £5 tickets yesterday and got 23,000 on the gate. Well, there you go. There you go, Sadler. That's there you go. Just do that. Make it all a fiver and let's get it absolutely bouncing for Saturday. Blackpool Rock TV says, I think if we win all our games and the teams in 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th do us favourable results, we can get playoffs. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of them will have to play each other, obviously. They're not all going to win. There's nerves come towards the end of the season, and it's always that team that comes rocking in form, that gets in the playoffs on the last day or just, squeezes in. And that, that's been us loads and loads of times, and there's still 8 games to go, so it's not over yet. Yes, he wrote 3 books. Check it out. He did. Steve H says the 12th man is going to be massive for the remaining games. We've got to keep going and see where we are on the last day. Of course we have, yeah. Well, they've not given it up. I don't think they have. Yes, I did see that. I saw someone say on X we should ask the EFL if we could play our away games in the Championship on our home games in League 2 next season. Yeah, well, we're certainly better away, aren't we, at the moment? James Ward's joiner says he's going and his dad's travelling up 4 hours for the game. So it's a big game, isn't it? Bolton, Rotherham, Birmingham. Nah. We should have beat Birmingham at Birmingham. Rotherham, I don't see them as being much. I know they won 3-0, but I think we can beat and Bolton. We'll beat them all, WG fan. Have some faith. You got to have faith. There's no point, is there? There's no point in going if you don't dream. You've got to dream that you can do it. You've got to believe that you can do it until you can't. Until you mathematically can't do it, you've got to keep dreaming. Well, that would be the dream round, wouldn't it? To actually get 3 points at Dumpdale. I hate going there, hate losing there, but I would like to be going there next season. Cat Stone says this version of Tyrer from the start of the season would have us in the playoff League One football with so many long balls into the box. Needs a good keeper to command, and he did command his area yesterday, didn't he? I think. Let's go back to X. Should we go back to X? Let's have a look what they've got on there. There is the Enis goal again. Should we see Ennis? Yes, we can get the Ennis goal. Here we go. Let's just set this up for you to see. And this is another great video from a great angle. just like I like them. So here we go, the Ennis goal. There we are. I've got to admit, I don't really go on X for anything else other than watching the Blackpool stuff. But what a great goal! And it comes off the inside of the post, doesn't it, and goes in. And I keep thinking, I've thought loads of times, if that little back heel at Stockport of Fletcher's had have hit the post and gone in, rather than hitting the post and coming straight back into the keeper's arms, if that had just gone in and we'd have gone 2-0 up at Stockport, I think we'd be looking at even better than we are now. I think they were, I think they'd have beat Stockport if they'd have gone 2-0 up, and I think if they'd have beat Stockport, we would have won the next game again as well at home, which we played pretty poorly after. It seemed to affect us bad. Ryan Dunbar says you've got to have faith. Yes, indeed, you do have to have faith. You're absolutely right, right? He seems to be really enjoying it here. Could we go for him in the summer? Steve, you were talking about... Let me just go back. He's talking about Tyrer. I'm not quite sure who you're talking about there, Steve. Just remind me who you're talking about, who we could sign in the summer. I think there may be a chance for if you're talking about Tyrer, I think there may well be a chance for Tyrer. In fact, He's also on X. He's done an interview with Tyrer, which I thought was pretty good. So let's. Oh, Niall Ennis. Yeah, Niall Ennis. Well, he certainly I remember when we said we were going to get him on loan at Christmas, the Stoke fans were saying that they'd drive him to Blackpool themselves. They didn't like him at all. So I don't think he's I don't think he's well thought of at Stoke. Maybe the Championship's, just that little step up for him that is too much. We all say Bestie Pickle, we all say that Ennis does look a class above what the division he's in. He does look like a player who can play in the Championship, although he doesn't seem to be able to play in the Championship. But I'd love to sign him. If only for the song. If only for the song. Right, let's have a look at what Tyrer had to say. Can we find that? I might have lost it now. Lost me thread. Is that
3?
Yeah, there we go. Right. Let's have a listen to what Tyrer had to say again. This is just from X.
3 points on the road. How does that feel?
Massive. We're still in with a fight. There's some teams who aren't played today or haven't played today, and it's a massive 3 points away from home. Northampton have had some good results over the past few weeks. I thought we'd done well. We dealt with their long balls and stuff like that. So, yeah, a great day all round.
Considering we're away from home, we controlled the game for large spells, didn't we?
Yeah. I feel the gaffer set us up well and said, listen lads, this is what they're going to do, and this is what we've got to expect. And I felt like we dealt with the long balls very well. As a whole, from minute 1 to minute 90, he was getting pumped into the box no matter what. It was quite stop-start to begin with, but then we get our goal, midway through the first half, and could take control of the whole game from there really.
As you said, there's quite a few long throw-ins you had to deal with as well. Was that a bit different from some other teams we've dealt with this season?
Yeah, look, there's teams in this league who'll always throw the ball long into the box, and I've as well as the defenders, I've got to come and command the area as well, and I felt like I've done that quite well today. Probably better today than I have been probably for the whole of the season in terms of commanding the box today, and I felt like that helped the lads. So yeah, no, that's a big important part of the game, taking the pressure off the lads and coming collecting the ball.
And the 2 goals came at great times in the game as well.
Yeah, I thought like the first one, you know, Fletcher, great ball from Rob, that just settled us down then, and then, you know, a few of the lads said I might have got an assist for the second one, so I'll leave that to you guys. No, but you know, Niall's took it well. Fletcher's got his body across the centre half. Niall's ran through and scored off the post, and you know, I feel like we killed the game there, and that was us. That was us for the 3 points today.
You said about your long balls. Niall's always a nuisance, is he, on that last line?
Yeah. You know, it's credit to the lads. You know, every one of them. You know, the Bees. You know, Josh when he came on, Fletch, Niall throughout the whole game. We're all always taking, you know, defenders, big centre halves in this league. You know, it's difficult to deal with the balls, and you know, Niall's a willing runner, so's Fletch, and for like, you know, their centre half today couldn't deal with the long ball. You know, Fletch got his body in well. He won a few headers here and there, the centre half, but you know, I felt like Niall's pacing behind kind of killed them today.
And another clean sheet for yourself as well. That must be pleasing. Yeah,
you know, we spoke a few weeks ago. Hopefully, getting close to 20 as we can. You know, I hit double digits a few weeks ago, and you know, I want to get more and more clean sheets through the season and finish strong and get us into them playoffs.
Now you good to get back to winning ways straight away as well.
Oh, massive. You know, we were disappointed we didn't win at home against Leyton Orient. Felt like we should have won, or even got the draw. But yeah, no, it's great mentality from the lads. You know, switching from losing at home last week and then coming here to a tough away ground and getting a positive result.
8 games to go as well. Just got to keep chipping away.
Yeah. It's, you know, take it game by game, focus on ourselves, and hope that you know, we come in at full time and other teams are losing, you know, above us, and we're edging away. You know, it's a massive game next week against Bolton. Don't want to sound cliche, but it's a real 6-pointer for us. You know, try and get as close to them. They haven't played this weekend, and hopefully put the pressure on them.
Right, well, there we are. It's interesting that he's been interviewed a few times now as well, so he obviously likes being in front of the camera. He likes being here, clearly. He's pretty pleased with his performance. He actually said it's his best performance, his most commanding performance. So he kind of knows he's not, you know, been commanding, although he says he's hit double digits now for clean sheets, which is good. He'd like 20. He'd have to keep a clean sheet in every game from now to the end of the season, but anyway, maybe. And are we giving the assist? I think it was an assist. I mean, it's just a long punt up field, and it's got onto it, didn't he? It kind of went through everybody. I'm going to give him the assist. James Ward Joinery says, we've been teetering all seasonally, especially second half. We just need to be more clinical. Ennis does love it here, all dependent on his parent club. I don't think they'd be bothered about us having him. I think if he wants to come here, he's certainly enjoying his football, and he's having a great time, and he probably loves his song as well. Have you shown Amos's interview with Bruce? I didn't get the Ask Dwight thing. No, I didn't get it either. Is that his interview on Lancashire, on Radio Lancashire? I can have a look, see if I can find that on X, home of everything good. Let's have a look. Radio BBC Lancashire. Let's see if I can find it see if we can find it. James Wood Joinery says, I think it's down to his coaching staff, also the team and the camaraderie aspect. Yeah, they certainly do look like they're, you know, enjoying life, doesn't it? So BBC Lancashire. I can't see it. There doesn't seem to be any interviews coming up on. Dwight Gales has criticised Bruce for not coaching players. He responded on the BBC Lancs interview. I can't see the BBC Lancs interview. See, Jane Warren said, the thing with the Onamar is he needs more game time, but because we have a strong squad, the competition is high, which is great. Defo assist for Tyrer there, yes. I think we're definitely giving him, aren't we? Dwight Gale isn't that great, says Ryan Dunbar. Steve H says Gale said he didn't do any coaching. Sir Alex rarely coached. He let his first team coaches do it, so Bruce is probably following suit. Anyway, whatever he does, it seems to work with our players. It does seem to work with our players. It's working very well. Yes, Blackpool Rock TV says Dwight Gale plays for his, which says how we shouldn't take his criticisms seriously. Probably not. Oh, Hibs. Oh, Dwight Gale plays for Hibs, which says how we shouldn't take his criticism seriously. Yeah, okay, for Hibs. Right, I don't know why I can't seem to see any interviews. They're normally there on Radio Lancashire, aren't they? BBC Lancashire. I don't know why they're not coming up. Maybe I'll search. No, I don't know where that interview is, unfortunately. I don't know. With Amos Wynn, it would have been good to find it, but I don't know. I don't know how to find it on X. It doesn't seem to be there. Normally, maybe it's on A View from the Tower link, is it? I don't know. See the link. Which link? Link, James. Which one am I looking for? I'm looking for the interview with Steve Bruce on BBC Radio Lancashire, but it just doesn't seem to be. I don't know, I'm looking on the right Lancashire. I don't know. It just seems odd that BBC Lancashire. Normally there's all the sort of the managers' interviews are there, but nope, I can't see it. I cannot see it, I'm afraid to say. So I don't know. Maybe I don't think I can get a link out of this onto my Mac. No, never mind. Anyway, so what are your thoughts? Can we do? You've sent it twice now. It's not showing. No, it's not showing. I can't see any link in the comments, but I can't click on a link that's in the comments. I can't do it. I don't. Never mind. Never mind. One of those things. We can't do it. I can have a look at. Let's come out of that. Maybe go there and go. Maybe there's a link on A View from the Tower. So let me see if I can find a link on A View from the Tower. Bear with me, folks, while I see if I can find this link to. Is it on A View from the Tower? Is there a link on there? Oh, yeah, there's a thread called Dwight Gale on View from the Tower. Let me see if it's. Oh, yeah, there we are. Bruce's response is classic. Right, okay. Right, I've got it, folks. I have got it. By George, I finally got it. It's just starting to load in. Right. Okay. Sound is on. Right, okay. Steve Bruce on Radio Lancashire. Let's have a listen. Here we go.
So Dwight Gale made some comments about your coaching at Newcastle on the training field and tactical stuff. Have you heard?
So I'm led to believe, yeah. Is that the legendary Dwight Gale? Is it who Missed the chance in the quarter-final against Manchester City. Is that the same Dwight Gale? Okay, interesting. Been round the block a long, long time. I've only managed 1,050 games, but according to Dwight, I don't know what I'm doing. So I like other people make their mind up. They're a bit more established than what Dwight ever was.
Dwight Gale made some comments about your coaching at Newcastle.
Yeah, well, there we are. Stuff you, Dwight Gale, basically. Yeah, a brilliant response. I've got to agree. Yes, very, very good indeed. Yeah, he's not very impressed with with Dwight Gale, is he? Yes, and quite right. I think he's doing. Oh, it's on Reddit. That actually, by the way, that was on Reddit. So I'd have never found that on there. But anyway, it was on A View from the Tower. Great. I think Have I lost my thing now? Is there a Rob Apter interview as well? Is that on X? Honestly, technology at times it drives me nuts. Right, okay. Let's see if I can get. I probably can't get back into blooming X now. No, I can't even get back into it. I can't get back into X now. No. It kind of says I'm already logged in and I can't get back in. I don't know why it does this. It drives me bananas, to be honest, but never mind. Anyway. Yes, it was a perfect response from Steve Bruce, wasn't it? A player trying to blame a manager for their own failure. Yes, indeed. Yeah. he didn't appreciate it at all, did he? Really, just didn't appreciate it at all. Now I can't seem to get blooming back into X now for some reason. Yeah, because I'm using flipping Apple. Yeah. Well, I'm using a combination. It's not just Apple. I've got it's the YOLO Box Pro is a thing that I'm using here, and that's not an Apple product. It's a thing that just allows me to stream. It allows me to stream really easily, but it's not the most sort of user-friendly thing that I've ever used in my life, and I don't know why I can't get back into. I just don't know why I can't get it. It just says I'm already logged in. It just keeps saying you're already logged in. Yeah, I know. Well, so then let me back in if I'm already blooming logged in. But it doesn't seem to want to do it, so I don't know why. It's just mental. Just can't get back in. I wish I'd never come out of it now. Never mind. We'll carry on with the show. You don't want to watch me struggling with technology. Flipping heck. Try going into incognito mode. Maybe. Private window. Let's see if I can get in through there. Maybe that'll work. Now Google wants me to sign in. Oh, right. Join today. Oh, I didn't come here. No, it won't allow me to. It won't allow me to go into X, even incognito. It still wants me to sign in. So, no, never mind. So that's it, really. We've kind of discussed it all. The game was great. Good performances. Defence were great. Yes, it is indeed. Blackpool Rock TV. I think it's chalked down to the joys of technology. Yes, indeed. wish I'd never signed out of it now, but or close the browser or do whatever. Maybe I should have opened. Well, I did have 2 pages open. I just closed the browser, and that's the end of it. It will not let me back in, sadly. It seems to want me to greet all on my phone again and go through saying it's me, sign in as me. No, just spinning. You're already logged in. Next, maybe. No, it just spins. It's just the blue spinning wheel of death. Right, well, that's about it. This whole thing's just fallen apart due to technology. So, God, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. That's it. Look at that. Brilliant, eh? Just spinning around. Spinning. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. So I would have liked to see Rob Apter's interview, but we can't. Right, any more comments? If nobody's commenting, so there's not a lot I can do really apart from talk random rubbish. I think personally I was very down last Sunday, and I really thought we'd blown it, and it just gives you that little bit of hope, but they always say it's the hope that kills you. Oh, what do you think about Wrexham's penalty while I'm here? Another penalty for Wrexham, which I thought was never a penalty in a million years. George BFC here's hello George, he's another YouTuber, George BFC. And he says maybe there is that small. Well, there's still, there's 8 games to go. It's a long way. It is a long way. Oh, hang on, X is back. I've got X back. Right, flipping X. Right, okay. So we got X back. After all that, we are back. I don't know what I did, what I pressed. But anyway, all right, let's go. Let's see. Have we got Robert? Is Rob Apter's interview on here? I'll get back on platforms. It was a penalty. It was. It was a handball, but he was shoved in. He was shoved over. It was a foul on him. You can't push somebody into handballing something. It was ridiculous. Right, see if I can find Apter's interview. Is it on here? Is it on? Probably after all that, it's probably not even on here. It's not even on X. Well, oh, God, no. I can't even see the Rob Apter interview. If that's on X, no, it's not there. Makes you think of that song lyric. Yeah, you spin me round, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, round. You haven't seen the Wrexham highlights. I said a while ago they're jamming their way through. I'll go watch that penalty now. Yeah, it's ridiculous, honestly. It is, he does handball it in the box. It's right on the line, basically, but only because he's pushed from behind. And obviously, as he goes forward, it hits him on the arm. But if he'd not been pushed, it's a nonsense. It should have been a foul the other way. Should have been a foul to Stockport, definitely. But apparently there was a more clear and obvious free kick before that one that Wrexham are living on. But not a penalty for me. Right, I think that's it, folks. I can't find the Rob Apter interview. I don't know where that is. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be on X anyway. If it is on X, it's not really there. Nope, it's not there. Right, thanks a lot, folks. I'm going to leave it at that. I think the... yeah, they didn't actually score from the penalty. No, they actually got the rebound, didn't they, in? But never a penalty. Right, thanks a lot, folks. I'll let you all go at that. I can't cope with any more technology issues. So thanks a lot for watching. See if there was, I don't know, I was told to do 9 o'clock, so I was hoping 9 o'clock was going to be a bit busier. It doesn't seem to be particularly busier. There's only the normal people are here that we normally get. James Ward Joinery, WG fan, thanks for coming in. Blackpool Rock TV has been a new one here tonight. Yes, McLean, he was going absolutely mental about it, wasn't he? It was like, he was so upset about it, and they just like let him talk them into it, but you can't shove somebody over. You just can't shove somebody from behind and make them do something and then say it's a penalty. It's ridiculous. James Ward Joinery says, no, never a penalty. George BFC says, if it was Blackpool, there would be a red card and a free kick to the opposition. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, see you Saturday. Thanks a lot. You have a good night too. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'm going to go off and get some, I might watch a bit of some TV. So thanks a lot. See you all next Sunday, hopefully with another one. And we beat Bolton, and maybe because it's a 9 o'clock, more people will know it's a 9 o'clock and we'll get a few more in. Thanks.